I want to talk about the stupidity in the crypto market right now. There's a lot going on. We have the Elon problem, we have DOJ investigations, and we have the folks at the Colonial Pipeline, that pipeline that got hacked, actually paying the hackers ransom in Bitcoin. Talk about the perfect storm for a crypto crash. And look, folks, as somebody with an audience, I gotta say, it's pretty freaky when private US companies have to pay ransom for their own defense. The Colonial Pipeline accounts for nearly half of the jet fuel and gasoline usage on the east coast of the country. It's pretty stupid and sad when anonymous foreign hackers can shut down a large portion of the US infrastructure, cause massive panics for over a week, spikes of prices, and then get rewarded for it. You need to be informed on some of these issues because these are things that are really becoming a huge problem. Anyways, folks, before we get into the video on what happened with crypto and how bad this is going to get, all I ask in return is that you hit that ravishing like button and also don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so to start 100%, the worst news of the last 24 hours had to do with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin led the overall crypto market to go into a deep downtrend. By now, you probably know that the first straw that broke the camel's back was Elon Musk's reversal on his position with Bitcoin. After directing Tesla to buy 1.5 billion in Bitcoin in February, well, he decided yesterday to tweet his decision that, hey, no, you know what? The environmental impact is just way too severe. He said, Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about the rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions. He then went on to say that Tesla believes that cryptocurrency is a good idea, but that this cannot come at the great cost to the environment. Then with that, of course, Bitcoin tanked. And so when I saw his tweet, my original reaction was to retweet it with the eggplant emoji, which I think that means being sassy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because remember, folks, Elon Musk promoted Bitcoin for months. He put it in his little description. He kept talking about it. He then directed Tesla to buy it. It rallied up tons more. After it was pumped, he then directed Tesla to sell some of that, locking in a ton of profits, saying that they were testing liquidity. That selling bolstered Tesla's earnings for that quarter. After he cashed out a part of his Bitcoin, he's like, oh, I don't like Bitcoin anymore. No. He got people to buy it. Tesla made some money off of it, and then he 180'd. People were like, well, hey, Elon Musk, he just didn't know about the environmental impact. Really? You didn't know about it? He directed 1.5 billion in purchases to buy Bitcoin, and he didn't know about the environmental impact? Like, that's either stupid or reckless. He definitely knew, and I think there's a bigger story here. And the fact that Elon Musk has been shilling Dogecoin for the last couple of months makes this so much more ironic. His trolling shenanigans of putting Dogecoin on the moon via Dogecoin-funded rocket ship isn't exactly environmentally friendly either. But I think that when it comes to Elon Musk, you have to be really, really careful about how you look at him as a person, because it's a little bit more complicated than like he does this and then he 180s. Elon Musk is two different people. There's the boyish Elon Musk that goes on SNL, pumps Dogecoin by calling himself the Doge Father, puts whoopee cushion seats in his Tesla so that you put on the mode and then it farts when the passenger sits in the seat. That's actually true. Google it. That's a Tesla feature. Tesla calls it emissions testing mode. The boyish Elon Musk that tweets about 420 and lines up his vehicles in the way that spells sexy. The boyish Elon Musk that likes to troll and make weed jokes and all of that stuff. And then there's the mastermind Elon Musk. The mastermind who has a massive plan to electrify the world, get us over to sustainable energy, disrupt the transportation industry, and get us to Mars and beyond, as well as encourage the acceleration of technology. Look, folks, hear me out. I actually think that what we saw today was the mastermind Elon Musk. Sure, if you take this at surface level, it's an incredibly stupid tweet. He says that cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, but then he says it can't come at a great cost to the environment. But literally any early stage technology, by factor of it's just starting to get figured out, well, it all starts off as energy inefficient. Every industry starts that way. Putting capital into these technologies actually allows the process to go faster, because it incentivizes evolution of that technology. If you really believe that innovation and new technology shouldn't be allowed to start off as energy inefficient and temporarily bad for the environment, then he wouldn't be filling our lungs with ash and emissions with his rocket launches. And honestly, folks, surface level, again, it looks terrible. Looks like he did a 180. He just randomly bought Bitcoin and then he regretted it months later. Looks like he's a hypocrite, all of that stuff. But I think that if you look deeper, Elon Musk right now has become the most influential person in the crypto space. And when he says that Tesla will not be using Bitcoin for transactions, but will still be holding it until it's energy efficient to actually use it for transactions, what is he doing in effect? Obviously, on one hand, tanking crypto prices, but bigger picture, he's creating an incentive. He's pushing the entire crypto space to become more sustainable. Folks, he could have easily dumped all of Tesla's Bitcoin. He already dumped some of it, a couple months ago. Tesla shareholders would have been rewarded because Bitcoin's trading higher than it was when they bought it. But instead of dumping it, he's putting out a directive. He's incentivizing the entire crypto market, but he's especially incentivizing Bitcoin to move past its energy inefficiency. And at the same time, how big of a deal actually is it that Tesla isn't going to be allowing Bitcoin as a way to purchase Teslas? It's not really that big of a blow. There's not that many people who are buying Teslas in Bitcoin. It's more of a symbolic blow rather than anything. The biggest push for Tesla was them actually buying Bitcoin and they're holding it. So folks, maybe I'm biased here. Maybe I just like Elon Musk and I want to see the good in him. But I think that behind the surface here, what Elon Musk is doing is he's giving a kick in the butt to Bitcoin. Move forward faster, move past your environmental issues. Okay, but backtracking a little bit, how real are the environmental concerns for Bitcoin and is it hopeless? Well, here are some statistics for you. The University of Cambridge cites a study that shows 20 to 70% of electricity consumption for crypto, and yes, that's a big range, but between 20 and 70% of total electricity consumption originates from renewable energy. Pretty impressive for an early stage technology that's in the very, very early stage. ARK analysts, you guys know ARK. ARK shows the banking system and gold mining system as being far, far worse for the environment on obviously a total basis, but also on an individual basis, estimated cost per gigajoule. IRENA, a global watchdog on renewable energy, believes that Bitcoin actually incentivizes and it helps drive sustainable energy adoption. So if you're trying to mine, you're trying to build that profit margin as much as possible. So you need to cut the expenses. A big expense of mining is electricity. So if you have a cheaper option, if you can use renewable energies, well, you're going to do that because it's going to make you more money. The more renewable energy and renewable energy technology that you buy, the more companies are incentivized to create ways of giving you that. And that accelerates the overall trend because that brings costs down across the board. Now, at the same time, the massive adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies this year has dramatically increased the usage of energy all across the board. With that acceleration, you've definitely seen acceleration of the bad kinds of energy usage as well. And I think that at the end of the day, Elon Musk just incentivized and pushed the entire crypto market in the right direction. And we'll see if that pays off over time. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is Binance. It was announced today that they were under DOJ investigation. And of course, this is the world's largest crypto exchange. So it sent ripples of fear through prices. And at this point, we don't have a lot of specifics in terms of what they're trying to do. And overall, regulators are just trying to figure out how to regulate crypto, both on the IRS side, on the criminal activity side. I've gone over many times how a very small portion of Bitcoin transactions are criminal activity. But when it comes to the media coming out and saying, hey, Bitcoin is being used to pay off the Colonial Pipeline hackers. Bitcoin is used for ransom. It gives the average person who doesn't know anything about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies this idea that, oh my God, no, this is immoral. Cryptocurrencies, it's literally just for paying criminals. When in reality, when it comes to Bitcoin specifically, it's less than 1%, and the criminal activity that is done isn't Bitcoin's fault. It's largely on the part of exchanges. But of course, when the media pumps this sort of story, it doesn't really give people a chance to think for themselves. They just think, okay, Bitcoin equals criminal activity. And when you're starting to see all of these headlines come back into the surface when crypto is just kind of moving away from that criminal association, it's disappointing to say the least. The idea that because criminals use something that it's inherently bad is really, really flawed because criminals use cash, criminals drink water, criminals use cars. It's not Bitcoin that's the problem, it's the criminals. So crank down on the criminals. Crank down on the criminal usage. Totally in favor of crypto regulators coming in, even if it creates a lot of FUD in the market. If they come in and they give clear guidance on how they're going to regulate it, how they're going to protect investors, how they're going to decrease criminal usage and discourage people from hacking these different exchanges, that's 100% excellent. That's going to increase consumer confidence. Who cares if that gives us some short-term selling off? Do you really want to have to worry about all of these bad headlines with criminals coming in and using Bitcoin? No, let's get some clear guidance. Let's get this all at once. We can take a crypto crash. We can take a crypto winter. That's a great opportunity. A lot of people are like, oh, I wish I had bought crypto much cheaper. Well, we're probably going to get some opportunities over the next couple of months, and then we're going to get back onto that overall uptrend. You want to be in a market that has a lot of undervalued opportunities. You don't want to be in a market that has a lot of overvalued opportunities. But definitely don't get me wrong. We're definitely in a freaky market right now. But we're going to stay dedicated to the process. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this. As always, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter as well, @ZipCharlie. I'll put the link below.